people, it's just a distraction, you know, people enjoy sharing.
Just report everything. I know weird stuff might be triggered for you. Weird stuff might be triggered for you.
Weird stuff isn't triggered for you.
I'll protect you.
Triggered for you.
Weird stuff isn't triggered for
I
you.
got you. Same what you got.
I know weird stuff might be triggered for you.
Hello everybody, how's it going? It's your host, The Tick. Thank you for tuning in to There's Nothing Weird About It. We're here, you know, every Saturday evening. I'm joined by my good bro, my mate over here, Carl. Let's give
Hey,
it.
what's up, Mr. Tech? It's good always to be with me, bro.
Just fucking chilling
That's
on
right.
a regular stream. I fucking love you, bro.
We're just W streamers, bro.
Oh yeah, I love you too, mate. And then I want to start this off correctly, since this is gonna be about, you know, what we're doing today it's about space, okay? Space. And I think the most appropriate way to start that is to, you know, clear the space here of spirits. We're going to do a little bit of a smudging here, right? I'm gonna smudge the space. We want to make sure that we don't have any kind of entities in the space, feelings, vibes, certain kinds of energy that might be lurking in the space that we haven't really quite, you know, addressed. There's certain things we haven't addressed, right? And so that's what we got to do, this smudging for both inner and outer space. Alright, that's the way to do it here, yeah. So yeah, like I say, it's about space today, so there's a lot of things going on in space, right? Really exciting, really. I've been waiting for this basically my whole life as a young lad, you know. I was looking up at the moon, waiting for my chance to have a bit of that cheese. What about you, Carl? You were doing some of that, I think, was a child or two, Carl, weren't you?
Oh, definitely. I always stare up at the moon. I love the moon. I stare at the moon and I see.
Yeah, me too. It's that dank, you know, heady cheese. Very heady, mate, very heady.
Super.
So, I don't know how much y'all know about space, but it's pretty far out there, right? Like, I'm ready to get warp speeded, you know. I think I've already been warp speeded, you know. I love Star Trek as a kid. I'm a big Star Trek, I'm a Trekkie, you know, it's like warp speed ahead, Captain, warp speed ahead, you know, I don't know, it's, and I found myself saying that when Trump was president, you know, because he had warp speed operation, and I was like, well, I guess he's the captain of this ship right now, so I gotta tip my hat, you know. But point being, I'm so much happier now that we got people like Bezos, we got our boy, Branson's up there, you know, that's one of us from the pond, right, from over the pond, I love that, from inside the little pond in England. But I don't know. I mean, it's become a little bit contentious. Space is right. It's a new battlefield.
It's so contentious. It's difficult to trust what the news sources are this time. I mean, the narrative keeps changing. It's like the dick-shaped rocket and you know, If you took a dump in space, how difficult would that be for the rest of us to deal with on Earth? You know?
Well, that's why we need to make Earth a safe space,
We
okay?
need
Safe under
spaces
the
for more-
atmosphere, and then what we can do is we can, have some people taking a hot air blimp, and things like that out there on the space, and what they can do is it's a new form of, mining. We're gonna get into this later, right? It's a new form of space mining, but
Capitalism,
you get
expansion of space.
those Delta 8 buds on the rim of the firmament, right? Just on the Van Allen belt. Those are like that's the headiest buds you can find. THC, I mean not
You can find
it's that Delta 8, it's got a different THCA, something like that, right? It's great though. And they can only grow that on the Van Allen belt there, right?
You could have an OnlyFans on the Van Allen belt. It's so viable at this point in time. Capitalism is expanding for the better, bruv.
I love it. And it's good though because it's like, people that we're friends with, like Bitcoin investors, angel investors, we've got, marijuana growers. These are the people I'm glad that we've got like a new...
We get all the coins. We're just mining coins.
The Van Halen belt. The Van Halen belt, I mean, that's a good point actually. He makes there, we got a question here from Music on Music. He says, the Van Halen, I have a hard time saying it. Van Halen belt. Yeah, I mean, I don't have one personally.
I don't wear a belt like that, but...
The Van Halen belt. I didn't think about that. That's a good point. Or the Van Allen Parsons project belt or something like that, all these space bands, right? Blink-182 basically kind of got all this started, right? With like.
He was all pioneer on the space belts. I mean, he was kind of an old pioneer and all that shit, wasn't he?
Yeah, it's very true, right? It's very true, mate. They was doing the. They were processing this stuff early on, yeah. No, very true. And so, I mean, like I was saying, you can get the Delta 8 buds, over at the firmament. So we got Bezos and Richard Branson. I mean, I'm just glad that, basically, like I was saying, I'm glad these are the people that are out there and making the push off of Earth, right? Like, someone's got to leverage it up and make it okay, you know what I mean? I think my philosophy in a lot of ways, right, is like, there's a famous quote about follow people just follow the buffoon, like, but I think of that about like making things okay, like somebody does something and they like make it okay. So like Jeff Bezos went to space and now it's okay for the rest of us to do it, and I think that's really cool. So I'm like, beam me up. Take me up there, I'm ready to like ascend into the like black hole, I don't care if I get sucked into a black hole or anything like that, it's like, it'll probably be going into my own asshole. That's right. And a big thing I also wanted to bring to this too, because, I think that there's certain people, basically, that have kind of weaponized this pursuit, right? In a really dark way. They made it nasty. They made it really nasty, real quick. And, they didn't need to do that, but they did. They like to muck it up. And they want to turn this into a war, right? They want to turn this into a war. Now it's territories. And it's like, hey, isn't enough space for everybody, right? Why we all gotta get on the moon, right? I really think it's quite fucked up that the Chinese put the base on the dark side of the moon first, before the British did, and with Pink Floyd, it's like a slap in the fucking face, you know what I mean? Real slap in the face. So,
So true.
I think that's a little frustrating, okay? But,
I mean, it's the fucking reason we should have our place on that far side of the moon as much as anybody else does. I fucking agree with you 120%, bro.
Fuck that shit. Fuck every one of those fucking bastards that don't fucking agree. God damn.
I think if they just heard like a Peter Gilmore guitar line, they might like change their tune, right? They might realize like, no, you know, Anglo-Saxons need to get to the moon first. You know, we're gonna land on that bold pussy. Oh, you know, that bold cunt. One way or another, right?
Slide bush in the fresh forest.
It's barren. It's just.
The natives in the forest of that
But
bush.
see, that's the thing, is that, you know, in his pursuit, you know, like Jeff was showing, right? You know, he was penetrating the firmament. He was
Penetrating the space of the planets.
putting in just the tip of his cowboy hat in there, right? He came back with a cowboy hat on because that was a little condom, right? He came back on and his condom had rolled up all up onto his head and it became a cowboy hat. That's what cowboy hats come from in the first place. It's a full body suit and it rolls up after you fucked. But anyway, point being is Jeff comes back with the cowboy hat, right?
Into the sky.
I think that Jeff with the cowboy hat, not only was it very sexy, you know, it's like kind of a display of masculinity, right? Which is cool in these days. I'm a traditionalist and I appreciate some of those kinds of things. And so to see him do that after riding out on, you know, a dick-shaped rocket out to like penetrate the firmament to get back those dank fucking Delta 8 buds that we all know and love, I think that's pretty cool. And that's pretty cool, right? There's a lot of things right now that are like really cool. What's going on with space, a lot of spidering stuff. The jab, right? We've got a new jab coming up, guys. Like, I know you guys are all hung up on Pfizer, Moderna, and this and that, but like, there's a new jab coming up, and it's being.
On the mining colonies, boys and girls. It's a vaccine can work in the asteroid belt.
It's such a good time.
Yeah, well, if you want to become an astral body, you're gonna have to get this jab because it's like, it's basically gets you out of the, you know, the death cycle. It's a mix of Epstein cum, a little bit Epstein cum that he used when he would like was ejaculating with one of his sex slaves, right? And so it's like really primed, real potent cum, and then that's mixed with the DNA from the black girl who got denied to go to the Olympics because she was smoking weed, and then it's mixed with an Aryan guy, and then they've hybridized all of the what are essentially the best genetics, right? These are the superior people of the earth, and that is going to be distilled into a jabber, and then they're going to put that into you, and what that's going to do, what that's going to look like is it's going to look like you turning into like a superhuman. You know, we'll finally become the overman. You know, none of this last man bullshit, last man on earth shit, right? I'm gonna become the overman, and I'm gonna get off this fucking rock, right? And but like I say, I'm not. It's not in an aggressive way. I'm just going out looking around, you know. It's like when I get high and like walk around in the park or the forest, you know. It's like I'm not trying to fucking fight anybody. Sometimes some blokes come up, you know, but that's not really the point, you know. I'm trying to have some peace in space. I'm just trying to have a piece of space, you know. That's kind of this is a tick slogan that we're working on here, you know. And I'm workshopping this with Bezos and because I'm basically now Jeff's PR guy, right? This is just incredible how quickly I've been able to move up through this process. But like I'm Jeff's PR guy now, right? I told him to wear the cowboy hat, honestly. But point being is just like that, you know, we're moving into this next stage, okay? We're moving into a new stage. We're going to be growing the best buds on the Van Allen belt. And probably we can grow some pretty good buds on the moon too. You know, I won't, you know, deny that. That's what China's gonna have, I think. And they'll have like, you know, a hold on that market. But that's okay, we can work around that, you know, we can work around that. And so what we're gonna do is
If it is a joke, Mr. Tick, I would just say Russia and China might be competing for lunar buds. Who's gonna grow the better sativa? Who's gonna grow the better hybrid? Who's gonna grow the better indica?
okay, here's a question, right? Indica's kind of like masculine, right?
Isn't that free market in action? Isn't that the free market in
It
action?
absolutely is, and that's why I'm happy to see it, mate, right? You got indica, masculine, you got sativa, feminine, and you've got hybrid. You've got hybrid, right? And what we're doing is creating a hybridized race, a hybridized bud, if you will, right? A hybridized little seed that will grow into a new, more spontaneous bud. And who knows what it'll be? It's a hybrid, right? And with hybrids, what they do, at the dispensaries, like it's like a baby dispensary or a it's a place where you pick up the babies that are in the lockers or test tube babies, right? You go and get a test tube baby from the bud dispensary, and you say, "What's this?" And, "Oh, it's a hybrid." Okay, cool. What's this called? Oh, it's kind of like orange sickle grape orange sickle. Okay, and like, okay, that's cool. I like that. Last week it was called something else, but I like that. I like that one now, right? That's like when you go to the pet store or the pet adoption center. I think they did the same thing, where you're like looking around, like, oh, that's a cute little doggo. Oh, I could get a quarantine doggo. I like that. Or maybe I'll take it back and like hang it in my backyard when I'm done with it because I can't take care of a dog or something like that. But I'm gonna get a little quarantine doggo, right, and pick my little dog. And what they do is that they change the names every week, so that people will be more incentivized, or it's kind of a gamble, right? Like, which is maybe they'll like this name and they'll help make them adopt it. It's a little bit twisted, but I mean, hey, it's how everything works.
Twisted hyper rapper.
Can't be too twisted. I mean, shit.
Not twisted. Twisted. No.
Right.
Well, let's I got a quick commercial break, like a 2-minute, I think, and then we'll come back real quick. Touch base.
Waiting to get. Hi guys! Welcome back. Today we're talking about the vaccine. Ooh.
You know what? Chicken just ain't the same when you get it delivered. So if taking the vaccine means I'm gonna get my perisol, I'm taking it.
As soon as I got that text, I was like, get that shot in me.
Oh my god.
Only 3 more days to go, guys.
When my mum and I first spoke about it, she said she didn't want it because it wasn't vegan. So I did some research and I actually found out that it is vegan. And I sat down and spoke to her, and I think that was what helped change her mind.
Having the vaccine and getting tested for me is all about just keeping ourselves safe, our family safe, our friends safe, and just not taking life for granted and appreciating who we've got around us.
So yeah, Laura and I have had our first jab, and we know that it's not fully effective until we've had a second jab. And honestly, I'm just checking my phone, waiting to get that message.
Guys, finally I've had my vaccine. I can't wait, the world's opening up again.
Guys, I can't believe we finally got our shot.
Got my vaccine, guys. I'm ready for my hot boy summer.
Alright, what's up everybody? Hey, we had a quick little, we're sponsored by the NHS now, so it's something we got to do, just got to tune in with some of those things, but no, they're real cool, they give us a lot of money, and, yeah, the NHS is super cool.
We love them. We love all those boys there. They're super cool. I mean, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Do we have some space bros? Oh, some space bros?
Calling in tonight. talking about the...
Well, yeah, man. Some of my friends that were like, so you know, you meet a lot of weird people, for for lack of a better word, no pun intended. When you're working in the prime mines, so.
Speaking of which, really the main reason I was asking is because I was going to have a smoke. I mean, I'm not going to even lie
Have a
to
hold on. Have a smoke in about 3-5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we'll do another. We'll go to some of the. We'll talk to some of the. I'll put up another commercial.
Oh, that sounds perfect. That sounds perfect, mate.
But no, I mean, like you're saying, I mean, fucking, this shit. It's basically, I'm just like stoked to be working for Amazon right now, and like I said, the people you meet in the Amazon Prime mines. I mean, that's how I met you, first of all, right? And this is something people don't realize, right? There's that like little children's story or that children's rhyme that people constantly say, but if you dig a hole deep enough, you'll get to China. Okay? Not only will you get to China, you'll get to the dark side of the moon, or you'll get to where you get to where the bitcoins are. And it's like inner Earth. Let's see, this is like what a lot of people have been talking about for so long. The geomagnetic anomalies at the North and South Pole. Where do they go? Where do they go? Well, I'm finally, at liberty to say that they go into the Amazon Prime mines of the inner Earth. Agartha, it's called. I mean, Jeff named this, thousands and thousands of years ago, but it's Shambhala, Agartha, it's the inner Earth.
That clock that you had in Texas, didn't it?
So
that clock you had in Texas. That big old clock it ticks once a century, and it kicks on that dead man in his balls every 10,000 years, right?
That's exactly correct.
That's that clock. That's that fucking clock.
No, these underground bases, it's people were making fun of, Elon for his underground tunnel, right? And I know it may seem like we're talking about, this is supposed to be about space, right? It's supposed to be about space. No. Well, it is. It still is. Because is the Earth hollow? Is it flat? Is it round? Is it a big old rock? Is it just your eyeball looking back at yourself? Who knows? So this is an important idea because these things are going inner. You go in to the out. Okay? You go in to the out. Right? So, like I was saying, you dig a hole deep enough looking for gold as a kid, most kids are looking for gold when they're digging holes and stuff like that. So when you're doing that, and you're like, getting told that you're going to end up in China as a kind of like anti-communist propaganda myth, right? Oh, you're going to end up in China, a little fucking red little bitch, if you keep on digging that hole. No. Don't let them gatekeep you like that, because actually what you're going to end up at is the Bitcoin gardens. And, so again, Jeff found these, tens and thousands of years ago. So, that's why he's got kind of a hold on them.
She saw that from the fucking future, isn't it?
Your feed's a little bit muddy there. Say again?
Oh, sorry, I was talking from the future feed where it goes over the future feed. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna back off from that and I'll go into the present, bro. Oh. Sorry, that's heading back. Oh no, that's the future. That's the future. Oh, we got a caller.
Phone call.
Call from
Cheap hardware.
to accept.
We got our call from Cheap Hardware over here. How's it going?
Hey, hey, boss.
Hey,
Sorry.
intern over here. How's it going, bud? How you doing?
Sorry, no, I'm really under the weather. I'm really sick. I don't think I'll be able to come in for work today.
Oh, really? 'Cause you're sick?
Yeah, I got sick. Yeah, my you know, my
Did you get
my
COVID?
girlfriend got sick. And
Delta
I'm not
variant,
sure.
mate?
I mean, you know, it might actually be. I'm not sure. I mean, just seriously, because you know, all things aside, I haven't gotten vaccinated yet.
So, I mean,
Why?
because of the 33, so you're gonna have that?
Wow.
I thought. I mean,
You know that we have like a mandatory workplace vaccination program at this nothing weird, so that's kind of.
I mean, we're almost unionized, bro, at this point.
Sorry.
Wow, so
but,
you
know,
probably exposed all
seriously,
of us, didn't you? Yeah.
I just feel really bad because it's like the 4th day in a row.
Well, yeah. I mean, we were calling you for the first couple too there. Gave up on you. We were like, we probably worked him too hard. I guess that's like what I usually kind of, when my interns drop off, I'm like, oh, we worked him too hard. They weren't hungry enough.
That's the bad thing, bro. It's because last week was International Interns Day.
No, it's nothing. It's nothing like that. No, I swear. Like,
Well, you should
my
have been
grandma.
celebrating your mate.
My grandma came to stay because she was.
Your grandma was what?
Sick.
Your grandma what?
My grandma came to stay with us. See, like a couple days ago. So you know, like me and my
Oh.
girlfriend, we live in this little house. My grandma came to stay with us because she was so sick, and we, you know, it was like either that or hospice kind of situation.
Okay.
And so we had her over, and she died.
She died while she was at your house?
I couldn't even come over. Like and this is why like I couldn't come over. I know that I said I would do the show and everything, but I couldn't even come over. Because my phone I kind of lost it. Like I think I don't know, the charger. It was really weird. The charger actually, like when I threw it in the trash.
Yeah.
PG&E, they're doing these outages, and I couldn't make it over. I couldn't find the phone, and it turned out actually that it wasn't my fault. It was actually like the phone, the phone itself had when the cable guy came over, he took my phone.
And trust that fucking cable boy, he's a fucking bastard. Bastard of
He took your phone. That's real sketchy. Why would he do that?
Well, I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. But those are the reasons why I couldn't come in tonight. So I just hope if you can, I hope you got someone to fill it in. I just noticed like all the texts.
Yeah, well, yeah, we were looking for you. Kind of wondering if you were in a show. But that's okay. Hey, it's okay. It's just the life of an intern. A lot of, I know it's always confusing when you're an intern. Kind of wondering how you're gonna come up in the world.
It's fine. No, it's on me.
Well, no, so Leverkusen asked, I hope we're all properly vaxxed and double masked. No, we're not. That's what we're dealing with right now, is this fucking intern of ours, who probably exposed us all, but...
I've had a sore throat recently, but I don't want to throw the intern under the bus.
Well, I don't either. I won't throw him under the bus.
But, okay, all that aside, how's the show going?
Well, it would be better if you were here.
We were doing last night, given the circumstances. We're doing our best.
Well, my parents can't afford to pay for my apartment and me to not work and for the show sometimes.
So I think probably what actually happened is that you smoked too many Delta 8 buds, and you got wrecked.
Got all that Delta 8 shit, bro.
Maybe that's why you're sick.
Well, yeah, of course.
Well, okay, this is the thing. This is the thing, though. When somebody makes it okay, we can't overindulge, Just because Jeff told us it's okay doesn't mean we can overindulge.
Jeff indulged in space with his stage shape rocket, but I know
he put just the tip in, though. He didn't overindulge. right?
He was a himbo, but it's really
Just
hard
one
to-
cookie from the cookie jar, okay? At a
That's, I
time.
mean, why, you know,
Sometimes
you
that
do-
happens. I mean,
So that's what you did. That's what you did. Okay. Well,
yeah, no, I mean, basically,
Thanks
mainly
for being
what it
honest.
was that, like, my parents paid for so much that I couldn't volunteer.
You couldn't volunteer for Bezos?
Well, yeah, no shit. But yeah, I couldn't come in.
Well, I mean, because you know that, I mean, Bezos is the one who pays for this show. I mean, so it's kind of like, so by extension, you know what I mean? But that's like underwriting, the underwriting, you know, we have all this, like, you know, the foundations at the end of the show. The Delta 8 variant is really, really, really virulent and spreading quickly, okay? Very, very quickly.
It seems like a pretty nasty thing. I mean, I'm sure that people that don't have any scruples and haven't gotten the vaccine. Sorry, I'm
So
you
weren't vaccinated. That's what's kind of surprising to me. Because you were the one who sent me like that video or like you were the one who be like, we need to play this ad. And I was like, okay. And I thought that you were I thought maybe you were in the ad or that like, because I can't, these interns' faces are all the same to me. And then it's just like, weren't you the one pushing for it? I don't understand. I don't get it. You were one of those blokes.
I'm not actually like punk or poor or asking for a job.
Cool. Okay.
I'm not actually asking for a job. I'm just having fun. I'm figuring out who I am.
Well, that makes a lot more sense actually, as far as what's going on here.
I'm just figuring out who I am. You think I'm an intern? Like, you think I'm like taking coffee? I just want to go to the coffee shop and like tell people that I'm on getting coffee for a real show.
You might be
well, I hope you're telling them that you're getting it for nothing weird. And if you keep on not coming into work, you might not fucking keep working here. Thanks.
That's too bad. You might have to do
honestly, because it's just like with this attitude, I don't know. With this attitude, I don't know. It's a little bit.
I'm sorry.
It's a little bit. But hey, we'll come back next week. Come back next week, and we'll love you. But what we are gonna do though.
And actually this time give me a fucking venti
Well,
as I have for not a grande.
Sorry, what was that?
Mom.
Huh? Say again?
Well, Mom and Dad, anyway, I love you too. I love you too so much. I'm sorry I haven't been around for a while. But, I'm just been trying to, like, live my own life.
Yeah, our intern's growing up, I guess, huh?
Spreading his wings, becoming a young lad.
Yeah. Well.
So what is that, Frampton? Yeah,
whatever
Dad,
you
I
do,
remember.
before you spread your wings, before you spread your wings.
Because I'm fucking Mom. I'm sorry, Pat. I'm sorry. I mean, it's National Interns Day. I didn't mean to say that.
Before you keep spreading your wings,
Look,
get vaxxed.
I'm sorry, bro.
Sorry, I say.
Look, Mom, I love you. Dad, I wish you hadn't smoked all his cigarettes and done that little South Park joke. I know you didn't get a tracheotomy, but like I know that you really liked that episode with the guy with the thing on his throat.
Base stats have become incredibly popular. Anyway.
It's just a fucking middle-aged fad. Anyway, yeah, sorry, I'm, I gotta go clean my roar.
Yeah. I hope you get a good old binger out of there. Have you take a good moki for me.
Dude, I'm gonna take so many fucking mokes.
Dude, just moke that shit for me.
Dude,
Milk it.
Dad, that's why you're the fucking boss, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna take so many mokies. Yeah, we've got, actually, we got plenty, like, I'm all spitting into cups. I took so many mokes, and for those who don't know,
yeah, well, okay, that's a father-son thing, right? You spit into Dad's coffee cup after doing a moke.
Dude, seriously, that's the one time that I felt like I was actually like in space. Was when I took a moki. And a moki is half American spirit tobacco, half weed in a bong, preferably a roar.
Right. It's like
and
big
I, and
glass.
so I took that, and I felt like I was fucking actually in space. Like,
None of that
I
Chinese
felt like,
shit.
I felt like I was like a.
The galaxy.
Exactly. The deeper you go, the closer to space you get. As I was saying, and like you're saying, it takes.
Well, why are we exploring space when like the 99% of the ocean hasn't even been touched?
That's a good question right there. I feel like I was the first person that probably asked that question, but like a lot of people have been asking it since, which I really appreciate. But I think that that's the question that has not been answered yet. Thankfully, I mean,
it's weird though.
Ghislaine was on it. She was kind of on that job.
The ocean is forbidden. The ocean is ruled by the dolphins and the whales. They want us to go to space and start our own company mining projects.
I mean, like we were talking about earlier, you've got indica masculine, sativa feminine. Underwater world, the water world, is like where they were first hybridizing species. That's what John C. Lilly was doing.
In that movie.
He was pissing. He was jizzing in his cup. Kevin Costner, John C. Lilly was jizzing, piss. He was squirting, I guess you could say. He was squirting in a cup, and then using that to inseminate the dolphins, and then seeing what comes out of that. It's like a new kind of mammalian species, and then those were the gifted children of the '90s. The dolphin kids.
Yeah.
Because
that was around the time, I think 1990. Well, it was not around the time, but like Seaman. You remember that game, Seaman?
What, sorry, say again.
Seaman for that game called Seaman.
Seaman,
for the
yeah.
Nintendo Dreamcast.
Right. Exactly.
Where you talk to the fish.
No shit.
And then Kevin Costner was, he was all.
And well, so the seamen were the ones that inseminated Echo the dolphin from Sega.
Yeah, exactly.
So again,
I was just gonna say Echo the dolphin.
Mandala effect all over again, right?
Dude, that's Sega.
Sega, the saga that we're all telling ourselves,
that was weird.
But I think speaking of, we're talking about tobacco. I'm sure we're triggering of Carl over here.
Exactly.
Let's take a little quick commercial break. We got a quick commercial break for you, and then we'll dump into the dump here.
That sounds good. I'll call back in like 15 minutes.
Perfect. Thanks, Chief.
Again.
We hope you feel a lot better. I mean, I don't mean to give you a ton of shit or anything. I mean, I know you're feeling it, you're going through it. But hey.
On the real, we love you, Pat. You're the fucking intern of the year. You're the intern of the year at TNWAI.
Intern of the UN.
Of the year. We love you, Pat.
Fucking A. Alright, well, let's take a little commercial break, little peoples.
I'm gonna take a people and piss. I'm gonna
take a
space.
I'll be back.
On July 20th, 2020, Space Delta 4 was born.
There'll be a lot of things happening in space.
This Delta was charged with the mission to integrate all space and ground-based missile warning sensor operations into a single missile warning enterprise.
Where space is the world's newest warfighting domain.
This enterprise is the foundation for deterrence, ensuring the United States and our partners from around the globe's safety.
Amid grave threats
no
to our
matter
national
where
security,
that may come from.
American superiority in
We see the
space
world
is
and
absolutely
provide
vital.
protection for those
And
who
we're leading, but we're not leading by enough, but very sure
Our sensors provide unparalleled data used to provide space domain awareness, battle space awareness, technical intelligence, and tipping and queuing for missile defense.
The Space Force will help us deter aggression and control the
2020,
ultimate
our
high
team
ground.
detected over
Today's signing, I
1,000
will
missile
proudly
launches.
appoint General
None
J.
more
Raymond,
important
the
than
first
Iranian missile
Chief
launches
of Space
fired against
Operations.
the US and Allied
he will
forces
become the
in
very
Iraq.
first member of the Space Force, and he will
Because of
become
our
the
team,
Joint
we were
Chiefs.
able to save countless
He will become
lives
the Joint
that
Chiefs,
day.
which we are now expanding by one
We also
position.
reported
That's
over
very
39 million
important.
space
So
and
General
near-Earth
Raymond,
observations
congratulations, and
to
thank you for
ensure the
everything you've
safety
done.
and security of our interests in space. Furthermore, we released over 76,000 reports to help our nation's leaders understand the importance of where the new battle is taking place. Space. None of these missions could be executed without the help of our guardians, airmen, civilians, and contractors that operate and support these sensors. Make no mistake, if a significant event occurs on the Earth or above it, Space Delta 4 will be watching.
You're open for a lawsuit. Okay? I mean, do you have Neil Armstrong interviewed already?
No, he doesn't want to be interviewed.
Well, I know.
Why does he not give interviews?
Well, because that's his personal choice. And I guess it's mine, in a way, to do things when they've been researched and worked out as far as a business arrangement. This is not news. This is not an anniversary.
Well, actually it is. We found a very unique reel of footage that we have queued up to show you.
Yeah.
And it's from the mission. And to our knowledge, no one has ever seen it before.
Mm.
And it's 30 years old.
And you want me to see this while you have me on camera?
Well, and to tell us what it is. I mean, it's...
Well, I don't know why I should do that.
It's a very unique footage.
It may be that I need to see it, and then we sit down and we talk about what you're taking a picture of. I don't see where there's an advantage in it for me to do what you're asking me to do. I see all sorts of pitfalls. I see people who have managed to talk to somebody. Who did you talk to in our office?
I talked with Heather at Tor Books.
Yeah. But is this helping book promotion? Are you going to be putting anything out during the time that I'm marketing books? See, Heather does not represent me for the things you're talking about. She represents a book selling activity.
I think when you see the footage, you'll see that it's very extraordinary, one of a kind, behind the scenes type of footage.
Well, if it is, why do you have access to something that no one else has seen before?
Serendipity, I guess. And it was recorded on the 18th of July, 1969. Do you remember this?
The 18th?
Apollo 11, Houston, Goldstone says that the TV looks great, over. Roger, Neil, we just wanted a narrative such that we can, when we get to playback, we can sort of correlate what we're seeing. Thank you very much. Well, we shut out the sun coming in from the other spacecraft, so it's looking through the number one window under it, any reflected light. We only have one window that has a view of the Earth, and it's filled up with the TV camera. South America becomes invisible just off beyond the Terminator or inside the shadow. We can see the oceans with a definite blue cast. See white bands of major cloud formations across the Earth. Roger, the ATC's working real well. The S-22 looks good, over.
What is your proposition that we didn't go to the moon?
I know for a fact that you did. I know for a fact that you did not.
You know for a fact that we did not.
That's correct. As you'll see, this tape proves it.
Okay, well, I'm not interested in satisfying your suppositions when there's all this evidence that we did.
This proves, as you see, that you were using the window to demonstrate that you were halfway to the moon when you were
Turn the camera off, please. Turn the camera off. Full of shit.
It shows that you're in Earth orbit. Now, if the moon is 3 days away, and this is late, on the 18th, how could you possibly walk on the moon 2 days later if this is on the 18th?
You want me to sit in front of a camera while you're taking pictures, you're showing this, and then you want to see my reaction?
I know for a fact
that's
that
slimy journalism. Do you realize that?
You
ought to be ashamed of yourself.
The document that I have in here, you'll find that it's not. So this is a personal plea to do what is right.
Well, we sit and we talk about things ahead of
This is
time.
the document that you want to see. I know for a fact.
But what it is you're trying to do is unethical. You don't believe that?
No, I do not.
When your eyes are dark, you don't notice them. But if you'll close your eyes and pay attention, which we had an experiment to do, by the way, then you see them whistling by. Not on our mission, by the way, they hadn't been discovered yet.
your eyes.
I saw them one day on the moon. It wasn't dark, and it was kind of dark, and I saw this flash of light, and it looked like it was on the moon, but really it wasn't. It was a flash of light in my eye.
Where were you when the Apollo 1 fire happened?
Apollo 1 fire, I was in my office at the Johnson Space Center. It was about 6 in the evening. I was working late there at my desk. I got a phone call, and a voice on the other end said their name, and I said, okay. They said, I knew who it was. It was the flight director, someone down at the Cape doing the test, and he said, we've lost the Apollo 1 crew. We think we've lost the Apollo 1 crew. I said, well, where are they?
Have you ever read the congressional report on that?
Sure.
They considered it at that point that it would be extremely difficult to go to the moon within 2.5 years from that point.
We did. We thought it would be. But
so what big change happened to make it possible?
Well, once again, with what we knew at that time, it looked like that would be difficult. But we started out on the journey anyway, and as we started on the journey, we found ways to shorten it. For example, we had a lot more flights planned prior to landing on the moon than we actually did. For example, testing the Saturn V.
He's a true believer.
Up there in headquarters said, we're going to test, we've tested on the ground the S4B and the S1 and the S2 sort of. We're going to put them all together and test them all at once because we've run out of time and we want to get to the moon by the end of the decade. And people thought that was a crazy idea. People said, no.
Well, you're the ones getting money for something you didn't do. You're getting a lecture for walking on the moon when you didn't. That's called being a thief. That's called being a thief. Do you think you can get to heaven without repenting?
Do you think you can get to heaven without repenting?
Why don't you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon? Why don't you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon?
This is flipped up right here.
We'll call the police.
We pay.
Come on in here, we'll call the police. You like that?
Why don't you swear on the Bible that you
This
walked
is
on the
pretty
moon?
flipped
Sir, I
up.
don't have nothing to do with this.
Okay.
Well, then I go through my measures.
Hello, thank you and welcome back to There's Nothing Weird About It.
Don't be shy.
This is Tick.
You really like attention, don't you?
We're just, I'm just like watching this, I'm doing a reaction video right now. Hold on a second.
I would just like to have your streamers up in this shit right now. Oh, you would just love me streamers. I would just love me streamers.
Oh shit, we're getting a phone call.
Getting hard right now, bro.
Yo.
several might be
Did you
digital.
see, are you calling about that reactionist right now? Because that was insane.
On the moon.
What fucking thing trying to call in right now with all Miss Daddy?
Hold
You
up.
know this old
Hey, yeah.
Yes.
Is
If you
this
really
on?
walked
Is
on
this
the
line good?
do that.
Well,
So
okay,
one
hold
in-
up. What? Say what? Who's this? What's up?
Hey, is this line good?
This line's good. This line's safe. Don't worry about it. We're got you covered.
All right. Don't let me take up too much of your time, but I'm going to lay it down for you. I've got multiple connections within the military, and the intelligence has just been passed down.
Okay.
And so I'm just following orders and distributing what's going on. So you guys already know about Operation Popeye. You already know about the silver iodide in the sky and the biplane operation that they send out with the silver iodide that they deploy into the air. Recently, we just had a big meeting with the chiefs and the joint staffs with Fauci. They talked about a hyper-absorbent, gelatinous-like substance that they can place into the silver iodide and put substances into that to cloud seed over specific targeted locations to make the vaccination process go a little better. You guys know all about that. I'm sure you don't need me to tell you.
I'm already aware of that, bro.
Well, that's some interesting information. We appreciate.
I mean, I'm kind of familiar with that.
The cloudy front that you see and the reports that you're hearing of an adverse heat rise and a sudden change in jet stream that's producing a lot of cumulus buildup. You can't exactly go with that one. They've altered the silver iodine that they put into the cloud seeding release mechanisms on the biplanes, and it might be moving to commercial airliners soon.
Okay.
The Joint Chief of Staff won't really tell anybody anything further than that. Ultra-absorbent, gelatinous-like substances that they can include into a lot of chemical compounds into it.
Hold on.
As so far, it's just been something to alter temps,
Caller.
just to see if the field can get right.
Yeah. Caller, I mean, I've got something along those lines, is right. So, I mean, not only is, like it said, heat, what did you just say? It's intelligent, it's heat, thermodynamic, it's like, it's nanobots. It's nanoparticulates mixed with nanobots.
That's fucking terrifying, bruv. Fuck that shit.
The Joint Chiefs don't want to tell us anything more, but I'm afraid that we're looking too up. We're looking out into space when really
it's right here.
The focus should be on the sky. The focus should be on these weird cloud fronts that are coming through. Everybody knows it. I don't have to tell anybody, but we're looking too up. You can't look too up. You need to just look a little bit up.
You don't want to look too up.
I want to stare straight into the clouds.
No, this is very true. We were looking too up. This is why I wanted to bring into this whole conversation the idea of inner, outer space. Because which way are you going? You know, like I say, you keep digging into the ground for Bitcoin or gold, you're going to find quartz crystals deep within the Earth's layers, and you're going to find Bitcoin there as well, and that's more valuable than anything that fucking any man has ever put his hands on. I'll tell you what right now, brother. I mean, that shit untouched. Aztec, Mayan, gold, crystals, like the size of a giant. You know what I'm talking about? I mean,
the synthesis, it may even go even further just to supply the silver iodine reserves for the skies and for the cloud seeding that's about to happen. The mining and the digital mining.
Well, tell me more about that. Tell me more about the iodine, the silver iodine. Tell me more about the silver iodine, because what's up with
The
that?
silver iodine is a hyper-absorbent compound.
Hyper-absorbent, that's the one, yeah.
They change it with electromagnetism to give it a lot of free ions, free-moving electrons. When
There you go.
put that stuff up into the air, not only is it super absorbent for the water vapor in the air, but it cajoles the clouds themselves into forcing precipitation. Now, if you could take a sponge and you'd put it in a dirty African pond and you squeeze it over the aquarium, you'll immediately see it's picking up all of the dirty water and putting it into aquarium, and it's making Nemo sick. It's making Nemo sick.
Well, talk about orgone energy, right? Because, what Wilhelm Reich was all about was basically sucking the sexual energy from clouds down to the earth so that we can re-inseminate space.
That's the sucking that they do. They extract the silver and they electromagnetically cajole it so that when it's deployed into the cloud front, it sucks out the water vapor in a hyper-absorbent gelatin.
Hyper-absorbent gelatin, that's what I was saying. Hyper-absorbent nanobot gelatin layers secreting through the skin, through your pores, as if...
Everybody can probably see it. They want layers on you,
You know
and
what?
the layers are going to be made above.
That's what the
I'm not
cheese dick's all
exactly
about.
sure. Because like I said, the joint cheese, they really won't tell anybody anything. Not a lot of memos get passed down 04 authorization, but I've been lucky enough to have a lieutenant colonel on the inside to pass me any of the memos.
Brother, I hope that you're safe. I hope that you are not at all going to be getting any form of retribution for sharing this information, because this is a little bit hot. This is some hot information, I think, that you're giving us right now. And I don't want to get tagged. I mean, we do have, like I said, we got Raytheon, we got Amazon as backers and stuff for the show. So I hope that they don't, if they call you, you'll know why. It's probably because they want to do business with you and stuff, you know what I mean? Because you seem like a really smart guy.
It's gotten, we're at the particular phase. My orders are now to
We're at the nanoparticular
to
stage.
make contact.
Nanoparticular.
We're at the phase. Look out above. Don't look too far up. Only
Look out above, look
a
out
little
below.
bit up.
That's what I say. I mean, as this fine gentleman says here, let's take another call too. Thank you for calling, baby daddy.
We shiver and we don't do well. So it's important for human beings to have temperature control. And of course we do that on Earth real well.
If the LEM didn't have climate control, and had air in it, would it be hot or cold without the climate control?
If you just took a lunar module and let's take the climate control and it fails. All right.
I'm playing this because this guy's talking about how do you mine the Van Allen belt.
70 degrees. If the lunar module is setting in the sun, which it always is, then slowly but surely that temperature inside is going to go up to 250 degrees Fahrenheit. Now you ain't going to make it because you're going to cook long before that.
What powered the air conditioning?
What powered the air? Batteries.
Batteries, okay.
A number of big batteries in the lunar module. They powered pumps. They powered the air conditioning. They powered the communication system. And that's the reason we were only able to stay on the moon 33 hours. Later on,
exactly. I think
we
you're
got
right.
a little better batteries, more batteries.
That's the new
stay longer.
Tibetan lifeblood.
Batteries turned out to be
Ascended Masters, trickle down,
the thing that gave you the power.
pre-cum.
The best. Now the command
life
module,
water
which
is what they call it.
lasts from
Life
the moon
water.
and
It's just-
back 10, 12 days. Then batteries
Ascended
would have
Master
been too heavy,
pre-cum.
so we used fuel cells
It could
there.
become,
which
or
took
it could be
hydrogen and
water.
oxygen and put them together and made
It's a
electricity.
little bit of both, like I was saying,
So it
like
depends
men
on,
squirting,
like
you
in
know
a
what I
car,
mean?
you wouldn't
Squirting.
want a fuel cell now because a battery can do the job.
Everyone likes to
If you're
squirt
trying to
now.
replace the
I don't like. They're like, I don't really
maybe
want
you
to
could use some
come.
fuel
That's
cells
too
to drive
vulnerable
the
for
motor.
me. I don't
Be too
actually want to have like an
expensive now,
actual
but maybe someday.
orgasm.
What
I
was
just
the
want to
power
like
of the
piss my
engine
pants and
that
kind
descended
of
to the
come
moon?
at the same time.
The rocket engine?
Yeah.
The rocket
Yeah,
engine that
that
we used to
probably
descend to the
happens
moon
for a lot
was
of us
a
anyway.
very simple rocket engine.
Okay. He's
you
he's getting
operate
into
at
it.
low pressure, so that it was like running your car at 30 miles an hour, not
See?
running your car like a race car.
He said also that
engines
there
we
was a
used to
reason
launch
why they could
from
only be
Earth
up there
was
for
like running
33
your car
minutes.
at race car speed.
There's a
you know?
reason for that.
So everything had to be just right. But we were interested in safety paramount right there.
Safety
And
paramount.
checks we could do.
Safety
We only had one
paramount.
engine, couldn't fail, so it ran at lower pressure. And when you were in it, you couldn't hear it in the vacuum of space.
Any ill
because
effects
you're
from the Van Allen radiation
on a
belt?
little bit of LSD, brother.
No, now I'm not sure we went far enough out to encounter the Van Allen radiation.
That's what I'm saying. So
Beginning at an altitude of 1,000 miles.
that was the most important part right there. So this is what I'm saying. I love the East India Company. You know, the British Opium Company Corporation. Welcome Burroughs Trust Corporation for New Medicine, and all those things. I love all of those things, and so like this is like reminding me of that, where I'm like, again, how do we get the medicine for people who need it? Well, if the Delta 8 buds are out there at the fucking Van Allen belt, we're gonna get those for our sick patients here on Earth, because Ref Botch, she said, that crazy Russian woman, she had said that UFO is nurse for our sin planet, and I take that to heart. I think that's what it's all about. So we gotta bring back the Delta 8 buds from the firmament. If you know that we can't go to space, and know that because it's kind of like a lie in the first place, but okay, we've exploited the poppy fields and opium. Now we've got fentanyl. Now we got. How do we get the medicine for the patients who have been so patient? I mean, they've been so patient, waiting for everything, and they just want to die slowly. That's all. Not so fast,
Just want to have my death at my own speed and my own understanding. With my kids and my grandkids and the old families.
Beginning at an altitude of 1,000 miles and extending an additional 25,000 miles, lay lethal bands of radiation called the Van Allen radiation belts. Every space mission in history with humans on board, from both the United States and Soviet Union, from the first in 1961 to the present, has been well below this deadly radiation field. Mercury, Gemini, Soyuz, Skylab, the Space Shuttle, all maintained altitudes well below 1,000 miles. All except Apollo.
I don't know the distance on that radiation belt, and if we did, it wasn't a problem. If we were going to encounter it, then we would have had to build the spacecraft and the spacesuit to not give humans a problem.
into the thing. It would be shaped like a cock. It would have a big old penetrating dick head on the top, and it would have been built like that so it could itself into that.
Yeah. The metal on the spacecraft.
Right. The
so
metal.
Going through this
My metal condom.
These kind of meteoroids, it won't get hurt. So
see, that's what obviously. So
Bezos
Bezos is a little bit of a renegade, right? He's a renegade because he comes back with the fucking
didn't even know it. I don't think
cowhide motherfucking condom, right? He's got the cowhide condom, basically, right? Cowhide condom, right? He's wearing a fucking cowboy hat. He's just stuck the tip in, and that's why you can't wear the tinfoil hat, because if you do that, not only are you gonna prevent your sperm from going out into the ether, but you're also going to probably give your significant other a disease, some kind of aluminum poisoning or something like that.
Also contract herpes.
It's like HIV, something like that. like Fauci was saying, or somebody said earlier with Fauci. What was that? Man, what did he say? I gotta go back. That was Fauci futurism. Yes, thank you. Fauci futurism. We're in it now. HIV is Fauci futurism, motherfucker. AIDS.
Okay. What about that Sergeant Zach guy or some of these other guys that were calling in? That they were calling in about.
We do have some callers probably calling in. So I mean, truth be told, I mean we may have like our human intern, obviously, right? Little P Rick over there, but we do have like we're all programmers over here, so we've like automated most of the response services and stuff like that. And so
we have our own servers.
Yeah, so now what we do is just kind of like when people call, it sounds like me talking to them, having a conversation with them, but then like we click it into the live stream without them knowing it, basically, or they don't really realize the difference. So that's just like how I try to make everybody feel like they're a part of something. Everybody wants to share. It's like, give me a fucking break. But yeah, we do have some callers. We got some callers. We'll drop into those real quick. I gotta take a wee-wee. So, isn't it kind of a coinkydink? I'll leave it on this. A little bit of a coinkydink that we got John Hassel. John Hassel dies this year, right?
Hassel dies this year.
In the same year that Fauci futurism starts? That seems to me to be a little bit of like too much of a coincidence.
R.I.P. King.
Considering that John Hassel was all about fourth world music. And is that not like the idea of the spreading and the incorporation both of
trading through the firmament of alchemical world?
You're bringing in the negrito, some alchemical energy there, right? The N-word alchemy stuff, and then you got the Aryan alchemy stuff.
Try to avoid that on the Twitch stream.
Exactly. So, we'll go on an intermission for a second. We'll come back to the callers, and we'll be back.
Have a hard smoke.
Hard smoke.
Hard smoke. Hopefully we have some callers and some things. Yes.
And we didn't get any, added radiation.
Gravity sequences was to take an ordinary environment and achieve this very incongruous zero gravity effect. We did it through a number of different rigs, and in the final edit, what you see is shot to shot to shot. It tends to be a different orientation, a completely different rig in each shot, and I think that, more than anything else, really stops the audience seeing the trick of how these things are done.
The vertical corridor is supposed to be the same location as the horizontal corridor, and it's an identical set. The difference is that it has been built vertically. The difference is that it has been built vertically. The difference is that it has been built vertically, so it's standing on its end. And this means we can drop actors and stunt performers on wires down into the set, and the camera looks up at them, and they can then be raised or lowered. They can swing around inside the set, and it looks like they're floating in zero gravity, and it looks like they're floating in zero gravity, and it looks like they're floating in zero gravity.
What they told me is they've never felt so relaxed in their life. What I did is the exact opposite of that. In order to make it look like that was the case, I actually had to keep every muscle tight because I was supporting myself. I didn't have to worry about making myself look as if I was having a hard time. I was having a hard time.
Traditionally, zero-gravity movie scenes, such as those in Apollo 13, had been shot on a NASA-issue KC-135A airplane nicknamed the Vomit Comet, for disgusting but obvious reasons. The plane would take off at a 45-degree angle, then taper off at the top of its elliptical arc, resulting in about 25 seconds of weightlessness. The special effects team then engineered 7 steel I-beam rings set every 16 feet along the hallway. These were connected to massive roller wheels of 30 feet in diameter. Each of those wheels was then linked to 2 55-horsepower electric motors. However, in order to track the motion of the actors in such a way that it appeared gravity was being warped, the cameras had to be locked down onto the set itself. This was done in order to maintain a frame of reference consistent with the dimensions of the hallway. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, the main star of the scene, rehearsed for 2 weeks prior to shooting, including physical training, wire work, combat, and familiarizing himself with the revolving corridor. In order to stay attuned to the cadence of his rotating geography so he could hit his marks with his fight choreography,
It looks like we're jumping on the ceiling and stuff. In order to actually get it done, I couldn't think of it that way. I had to think of it as, this is the ground. Okay, now this is the ground. Okay, now this is the ground.
I'm going to show you in this video how NASA faked zero-G without a vomit comet or a zero-G plane.
We have to introduce the concept of freefall. So let's use this model of the Earth. And let's enlist the help of a friend, Patsy. You might know her.
So what is significant about this video is, number one, it was live to school children. Number two, we have this stuffed animal that is transitioning in on another video channel. And the actor is able to reach up and grab this doll in real 3D space and manipulate this doll with their hands. And so the only way you're going to pull that off is with one technology. And that technology is virtual reality. More importantly, though, something called augmented virtual reality. Now, before 2012, NASA used masking techniques much like we do in Photoshop and After Effects. But now we're able to simulate water and objects live in real 3D space. So we're able to take models of things that are photorealistic and rotate and move them while we are going live. Before, we used to have to render these effects frame by frame by frame, and it took extremely long amounts of time. In this video here I made last year, I'm using Sony Vegas, and I was just playing around with the masking capabilities of Sony Vegas. I don't even know why I saved this video. But here I'm standing in the kitchen and I'm just lifting up this trash can to make it kind of look like it's floating. And I didn't do a lot of work on this. It was just something I wanted to see real quick. But that is a masking effect to get another effect. We now have the technology to simulate water, materials, fabrics live in real 3D space with virtual reality, but better yet, augmented virtual reality. And all augmented virtual reality is taking the objects in 3D space from a virtual reality world and putting them in our world on another screen, which we can see, manipulate, and touch with virtual reality contacts or glasses. In this next segment, I'm going to show you how NASA grabs objects in 3D space, rotates them around, manipulates them. They can do this with water, with cloth, anything. And the cool thing about it is we can take what they're doing, what they're seeing with their contact virtual reality augmented lenses, and put that on a separate video layer live. Yes, live. And do it all in real time. So I'm going to show you what it looks like to them as they're grabbing objects and manipulating them. And then I'm going to show you Microsoft's HoloSense video, their demonstration at E3 a couple years ago, of bringing a virtual reality into our world. And it is simply amazing. Let's watch.
Specifically, how HoloLens can turn every room of your house into a personalized video game level. But today, we want to take mixed reality one step further. So we've got something new to show you. Holograms you can hold. This holographic gauntlet is the weapon that Dan will be using while playing Project X-Ray. You'll notice that as he moves his arm, the hologram moves as well. This is a wearable hologram. And when you combine technology like this with the environment understanding of HoloLens, you can do some pretty spectacular things. shield to defend himself. Nicely done. Looks like that's all of them.
In 2012, NASA got tired of faking weightlessness by using the zero-G plane, better known as the Comet. So in 2012, they started soliciting companies that specialize in real-time augmented virtual reality so that they can fake weightlessness and floating objects in the air in real time. Simply the cost of the plane and the safety concerns and the fact that they weren't very good at it. They didn't go to Hollywood, which most of Hollywood's effects are post-processing. That's after the video is made. They needed something they can do in real time to make it look realistic. And so I'll put this link in the description. They found a company called Telemetrics. Thank you, Debbie Grant, for bringing this to my attention. After I researched this, lo and behold, I found out our government has a contract with these people. In Telemetrics, basically what they do is they help news teams and they bring broadcasts together in real time, and they're able to create sets, cities, anything you want in a virtual reality world and make it look absolutely 100% real. They're also able to bring different people from around the world, put them in the same room, and broadcast live, give them desks, whatever they need to make the broadcast. So it's a pretty amazing company. Here we see Johnson Space Center. Telemetrics provided latest camera robotics technology, NASA's government television at Mission Control. Why do you need to fake virtual reality sets at Mission Control in Johnson Space Center? I think we know the answer to that when we saw Tim Peake on the gridded blue screen. So this next segment, I'm going to show you what it looks like when virtual reality being broadcast live doesn't work out so well because the system's not perfect. And then at the very end, I'm going to show you the mother of all screw-ups when they actually have a channel shut off that should be on. Because once again, these astronauts are looking in 3D space. They are grabbing objects because they're wearing augmented contact lenses, and if that object's not there broadcast to the viewers live, then it's going to look pretty ridiculous. So let's see some of NASA's screw-ups. I'll cover them as they happen, and then we'll move on to the final. Okay, so this is one of NASA's older videos where they use post-processing and masks. This is a video layer mask in augmented virtual reality. We're going to see him lose his finger here. The watch glitches out. So I guess virtual reality accidents can cause loss of fingers. In this next video, we have Caddy. Now I want you to pay attention to her neck and the way her neckline goes in her shirt. It's cut off. And the necklace. Apparently they wanted to show how cool this necklace looked. Unfortunately, it's not perfect. The necklace goes in and out of her shirt unnaturally, and her neck glitches in several places. I literally spent hours going after probably 30 or 40 videos, probably had approximately 45 minutes straight of NASA messing up the virtual reality setup. I tried to pick some clips that were obvious and some not so obvious. Show you some of the contacts. We're going to see Tim Peake with his contacts in. But these are virtual reality contacts overlaid on the eyes so actors can interact with things in 3D space, all in real time. In this next shot, we will get to see the whole arm setup and the virtual reality glove that covers all the way down the arm and hand. This allows the software to broadcast what we see video-wise as his arm in a shirt sleeve. Okay, I have a lot of Tim Peake screw-ups, but this one here, the system glitches. The software does not track his hand properly, and Tim slips his hand underneath his other fingers, which is tightly holding onto the mic, which would be impossible. I don't think this is Tim's fault. Normally, Tim always moves his other fingers up while he slides his hand under. I just think the system didn't respond to his movements here. This picture here is actually Tim's fault. His hand breaches the 3D mic in front of him. In this next clip, we're going to see Tim's arms glitch out as he's manipulating a 3D bubble. Now, this bubble can be done in real time now. We have the technology to do that, which I showed you at the beginning of this. And this bubble is environmentally lit, or HDRI lit, by its environment, which means the bubble can take up its reflections and refractions as it moves around in 3D space in Tim's augmented reality. Once again, augmented VR just means bringing the 3D objects into our world on a separate monitor. In this last clip, we're going to see NASA royally screw up. It's a live broadcast, and one of their video channels is off, not working. That's the channel that is supposed to show us, the public, what the astronauts are seeing in virtual reality. Also, the channel shut off is the masking for the guy on the wires in the background. You can't make this stuff up. Just watch. We all know NASA uses wires, and sometimes they'll catch them like this here. The guy pulled on his wire. However, some days when you're filming live, things just don't work out, and it becomes so blatantly obvious, it's ridiculous. So, in this clip, they're talking, live feed, and
it's kind of like what we do here.
Astronaut go by us in the background, obviously trying to give it a more realistic, spacey, station busy effect. The only problem is the camera that was supposed to mask this harness out for the video feed is not working. And so we see the guy kind of flying along in a harness on his wires. Pretty amazing. But that's not all that goes wrong here. Okay, so you see to the right, this guy's flipping this hat. This hat's actually on another video channel in 3D space. It's virtual reality. They're wearing augmented contact lenses so that they can interact with these 3D objects. Now, in this scene, the guy on the left in the green shirt, he thinks he sees an object in 3D space that's being broadcast to him. So he grabs it and he puts it off to the side. He's looking straight ahead because he's looking at an object rotating in front of him, but the video channel is down that is supposed to show the viewers what we're supposed to see, and so we don't actually get to see the object that he is seeing. And I would just sum this up as a very terrible, bad, horrible day for NASA doing live feeds. Hey Tim, you still there? Yeah. Can you explain to us what this astronaut's question is? He sees something with his
Interesting. I think we know about some
Simon, I work in deep space, you know. You guys are talking about space. Space is pretty amazing, you know what I mean? So we all get a chance to travel. So you can't do right now. Come and say hi to me, Sammy. I'll be here. Your temple devour come and see me. Sammy. Okay. I hope you have a good time. We'll talk to you later on. Okay. Have a beautiful day. Okay? Okay.
Thank you, Sammy. We appreciate that. What of our mining
Oh man, dude, I fucking feel for these hybrid kids, man. They just can't talk at all.
They just grew up in a mining college.
He did a great job, but like, man, dude, oh man, that's so rough.
And we have a couple of the other bros, like supervisors that kind of, you know, like not like him, but...
Poor kid, man. Poor kid.
Yeah.
He's like hybrid. That's probably one of...
He's a hybrid kid.
That's probably one of fucking Harvey Hybrid's kids, man.
I mean, in a way, he might be.
Damn.
In a way, he might be.
You know, I mean, because a lot of people can trace their lineage back to Adam and Eve and stuff, and I'm sure that he's able to do the same thing, you know? Where he traces his lineage back that far. I mean, man, that's fucking... Oof.
Fucking serious, though.
Okay, well,
What about the other miners? You got one of the other
where's our fucking intern? Is this intern? He said he was gonna call back. I mean, he's just, I don't know. He's slacking on us so hard. Let's see. We got another caller.
Hey. My name's Steve. I'm also a miner.
Steve.
I worked on the Europa mining field for about 30 years now.
Okay.
I'm basically supervisor of the 37th district.
Okay.
Probably closest to
Union
the sun
man.
at this point.
Yeah.
Which I like being there. It's much nicer. You know, it's good work. It's hard work. You know, if kids here interested in space, you know, I would work your way up to the Europa mining field number 12, and then eventually you might be able to work with in my area, which is much better than, you know, some of the more highly, like the radiation. You know, you get used to it. You get used to the X-rays. It's heavy. It feels like you're heavy, like a little burny, little sicky at first, but you know, yeah, you get used to it. You know, I think I still look pretty young for my age, yeah. But you know, enough about me. But really, mining's it's a great job. You know, you kids, come on out. We need miners. You know, we're hiring. We got good pay. Okay. I know nobody wants to work anymore. But come on out, Europa. Come out to the hiring office. It's just their first exit right out the first satellite there. Can't miss it. Okay. And come on out. Come and get yourself a job. Yeah, long hours. Keeps you busy. Keeps you occupied. 80 hours a week. Radiation, you know, you get used to it, and like I said, you go over the other side of the peak there, and a little bit less, a little bit nicer, okay? So, don't hesitate, kids. Come on out. It's great work.
That sounds beautiful.
Tell them Chuck sent you. And also Stuart. Might want to mention Stuart. Put in a good word.
Alright, let's do that. Let's put a good word in for Stuart, because, yeah, mate, I mean, like, that's what I'm trying to do. Get these kids working, right? It's like, because...
Put these kids back to work, that's what I say.
Yeah. Build back better. If you're going to build back better, how are you going to do that without the kids?
Gotta work it back, baby. Gotta work it back, baby.
That's right. Build back fucking better. You know, we're gonna build this space infrastructure real good. Tower of Babylon, you know. So I love that stuff, you know. But I mean,
what? Do we have any more of the miners on the line?
We might have some callers. Let's stick it in. We got a caller here.
Can you all hear me?
Hey, what's up?
I think we're live. So it's me, XQCG. We're recording from our new location here on the Venus colony, where Gamba is totally legal. Okay, so nobody can harass me about anything before I did before. So Gamba. We're gonna do this, dog. Okay, so no more harassment from HQ and go come down on me. Like I don't give a shit. Okay, I don't give a shit. It's X-2. We're gonna stream it live. It's legal in space. Gamba is legal in space. Okay, so that's the whole thing. So if you're my subscribers, you could come out. You could do Gamba live, but you have to be in space. Okay, so Canada doesn't work anymore. Like State got shut down with the whole hut and stuff. So that's no good. But we have new headquarters. S.2 Venus colony. Number 3, come on out. We're gonna stream live. Okay, so I don't even sleep anymore because it's on Venus. I have the greatest supplements. I don't even sleep. Okay, I stay up. I just 27 hours stream. 27 hours. Okay, then I was up 36 hours. 36 hours after that. I didn't do nothing. I just stayed up the whole time. That's the greatest thing ever. Gamma. And we have so much. We do the slots. We do the spins. We do the weeks. We do it all. Okay, so just we gotta do it. Oh man, we're gonna have such a good time. No more harassment for these keep virtue signaling assholes. They don't give a shit, okay? They're just PLNDs, okay? We're gonna gamma in space from now on, brothers. We're gonna do it. It's gonna be so much gamma, it's gonna be so much fun, okay? I'm telling you what, even training legend, he was gonna be out here next week, okay? So no one give a shit, man. Give a shit. Gamba. Okay, so I'm gonna be XGCC. We're gonna be doing this live. Okay, just a special discount for us. So we're gonna do this, and I'll just tune in next time. It's gonna be 3 Central Martian time. We're gonna be broadcasting in, so just stay tuned. Okay, and fuck all the haters or XGCC delivery. Gamba, dude, Gamba life, man. We're doing it, dog. Gamba.
So fucking. That was Jar Jar Binks' dad right there, Nick Land, right? I mean...
Oh, that's true.
Good lord. Talk about...
The number one streamer.
Say again? What did you say there, Cole? Say again?
I mean, he's the number one streamer.
He's
the old Gamba bloke. Like, he's the dude who came on there with the old Gamba, and... like, they thought it was like some kind of a crime. And they were right, like, you know, stake in like, train wrecks, all that bullshit.
Train wrecks for the next year.
Yeah, here's the thing. It's legal off-world, dog. It's legal off-world. So when you're off the planet, it's fucking 100% legal.
That's right, mate.
Hey, fucking A, dog.
Yeah, hell yeah. I love that, mate. It's like, what's it off planet? You can do what I like. You know, ain't no laws here, right? And, it's like a big part of this, you know. I'm like, that's what I'm pushing for, right? Like, that's why I'm friends with those people. When like, I got my ins, you know, I got my little ins with Bezos. It's because I know that these guys like to party, okay? And so I'm trying to set up a new festival circuit, okay? A new festival circuit like Burning Man, but bigger. Burning Man, but bigger. Burning Earth. The Earth dies burning. If you will, right? The Earth dies burning. Atreyu. Bullet for my bloody Valentine, right? It's all the same idea. It's just like, we gotta burn this bitch to the ground, you know. We didn't start the fire, you know, but like... So, it's like Firefest, right? It started off as a real failure. But I'm gonna rebrand it. Firefest is gonna spread all over the world, and it's gonna burn it up, and we're going into space. There's a big part of this too, like the people talk about human trafficking, but it's not really human trafficking. What it is just like more like a kind of underground railroad for like festive people, you know, wooks as they call them, you know, wooks and Wookiees to like walk around, you know, so they can kind of like, you know, detox and kind of like get off of the acid trip and walk around like a tunnel, and you'll see, the only thing you'll see is like a Tesla car driving by, and it won't like traumatize you because it'll be like Elon Musk's friend waving to you, and you're chill, you know, it's like, it's pretty chill, and that's what I'm trying to say, you know, it's like you go underground and you find yourself in outer space, okay? It's how it works, people. I'm telling you this, you know, from experience. You dig deep enough and you will get to China. Not only do you get to China, you will, you know, expropriate all the gold and quartz that they've got, and you'll make crystals to sell the festivals for that. And then you can go outside of... Yeah, because they've got a lot of big mountains there, right? So you can jump off, right? You jump off real big and then you like get a jumping start. So that's basically why it's good that we. That's why Anglo-Saxons need to get on China. You know.
I got my J&J, I might need a booster. I need a booster.
You need a booster, mate. You need a booster shot.
I need a booster. Yeah.
Oh fuck! You need a booster. He needs a booster shot, people. Well, we'll give him here. What shall we give him? Ooh. That sounded like that was healthy right there. That's a healthy. That sounded pretty good. Sound like you got that. But you might like develop communication with aliens, you know, as a side effect. Something like that. But we're ahead of the game there, ain't we, mate? We're both ahead of the game there in terms of alien communication and stuff like that, because we've been listening to a lot of nu metal and, you know, Blink for a long time. So all of this, you know, alien language, you know, this is what they do with the new Alien movies, right? They try to make it like, oh, we gotta get some artistic girl who comes in and like deciphers the words, right? No, mate, it's just like we've been having this conversation for a long time. It doesn't take some fucking lass to come up in there and just fucking throw her like cunt juice around, you know, right? Like just blimey.
Blimey, like a shrimp that you cook.
I think we probably got another caller coming in here. Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, mate. How's mine? Murphy here. Just wanted to talk to you about working on the belt. It's actually pretty good money, mate. And, you know, you get away from the wife and kids for a long period of time. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, being a belter, I've been a belter a number of years now. It's really experienced. I'm on all kinds of different ore. I have good benefits. You know, I do have a prosthetic leg now. I chopped off my leg, but I got good benefits. So I got a good replacement, and also had 2 weeks off pay, which I sent back to the wife and kids.
Okay.
But aside from, you know, getting away from the wife and kids, and it's a good job. I get a lot of money. Being a belter, it has all its perks, you know. You work long hours. You stay focused. You're not distracted by your wife and your kids. It's pretty good. Yeah, and you know, does the gravity has some effects, as you can tell, on my skin. You start to morph a little bit. You know, it's just belters. We're a little different, but you know,
yeah,
we hold solidarity in that we're all
right. Exactly.
Like a microculture, sort of. I mean, there's much more of us than there was
totally.
when the company first shipped us out here. But yeah, you know. It's great being a belter. I
mean, breakaway civilization has got somewhere.
Kids, watching, go get a space job. Go to space. Go.
Okay.
Start out on the moon. You know, to test out your space legs.
Yeah.
Go to the moon.
Try.
Maybe then go to Mars. Then you could be a belter.
Okay.
Be a belter, kids. You know, and when you grow up, and you someday you grow up and you get a wife, a kids, a husband, what have you, you're gonna want to get away from them. And there's nothing better. There are no better way to get away from them than just being a belter. So, take my advice. Belting is a great job. Great pay, great benefits. A little dangerous, but, you know, I think you guys enjoy it. So, just want to say that.
No, totally, man. Totally. I'm so sorry, guys. We have like another ad spot we gotta do. We gotta do another ad spot here.
Waiting to get.
Well, that's good, because I gotta go have a smoke.
You know what, chicken just ain't the same when you get it delivered, so if taking the vaccine means I'm gonna get my perisole, I'm taking it. As soon as I got that text, I was like, get that shot in me. Oh my god. Only 3 more days to go, guys.
When my mum and I first spoke about it, she said she didn't want it because it wasn't vegan. So I did some research and I actually found out that it is vegan, and I like sat down and spoke to her, and I think that was what like helped change her mind.
Having the vaccine and getting tested for me is all about just keeping ourselves safe, our family safe, our friends safe, and just not taking life for granted and appreciating who we've got around us.
So yeah, Laura and I have had our first jab, and we know that it's not fully effective until we've had our second jab. And honestly, I'm just like checking my phone, waiting to get that message.
Guys, finally I've had my vaccine. I can't wait, the world's opening up again.
Guys, I can't believe we finally got our shot! Got my vaccine, guys. I'm ready for my hot boy summer.
Man, British people are hella dumb. But, like, big ups because they got here first. So, what are you gonna do? I just love, I mean, that was just like a commercial spot we had to do. But I mean, a big part of this is like, and then we've been talking about, you know, like the benefits of working in the mines, you know, and this is, people maybe not made the connection, but it's, you know, working in the prime mines means that you have the ability to like essentially, you know, transfer workspaces and stuff like that. You could, hey, I want to go over to the one or the new facility that's opening up and stuff like that. So, I mean, there's a lot of opportunity. That's my biggest thing about this, right? And being the HR/PR guy for basically like Bezos' right-hand PR guy, it's like kind of quasi Amazon, right? It's not just for Amazon. I mean, a lot of like what we talk about, like, or the kind of an in joke, I guess, is like, you know, welcome to the jungle, because you know, we've got fun and games. So it's kind of like anything goes in the Amazon, right? You know, it's nothing is true, everything is permitted. So it's the heart of darkness. It is. So I mean, yeah, like we're consulting with, like, you know, Tony Chappelle and stuff. Like, it's a black flame within. It's the thing, the self-directed energy that we're all initiates in, right? I mean, we're all a part of this initiation process, of course. So that's why we're going to space. You know, I couldn't suck my own dick, but I probably can stick my finger pretty far up my own asshole. I would guarantee it. Actually, I might be able to fit my whole fist. I don't know. I don't know. That might be reaching too far on the horizons, but I'm just like, you know, these are the possibilities of the future, right? These are the frontiers that we have at our disposal. You know, like I was saying, the inside is the outside. How deep do you want to go before you get to the outside? I mean, it's not to say that it's not pretty, but it's complicated, you know? It's complicated. So, but I think it's all worth it, personally. I think it's just worth it. Yeah, like living on the edge. People constantly talk about Occam's razor, right? I mean, I'm tightrope walking on the double-edged sword of Occam's razor that slits my fucking wrists, because I'm playing fucking Russian roulette, the most dangerous game in the world, as they call that one right there, right? You know, and this is just like miner mentality, basically. Miner mentality, you know, you become a union guy down in the mines, and this is how you get. Like he was saying, you know, you need some time apart. You need some time away from your loved ones or significant others, because if you don't have that time alone to yourself in the dark, without a nagging wife, without a nagging kid, without the expectations of the world and your performativity and everything you're supposed to do, if you can't just huddle around a fucking, you know, rock face and chip away, and you can't lose yourself in that act, there's something wrong with you. You know what I mean? Like that is that is the artistic gesture, you know, is to just hammer over and over and over again until you start to chisel away at the sculpture and the artifice that is the world, right? And so, you know, is Jeff God? I don't know. He might be. He might retcon himself into being God. And that's why I'm in a kind of like Rosso Basilisk style way putting all of my Bitcoins and chips behind Bezos, right? Because I don't want to get thrown into the Amazonian gulag, like get, you know, welcome to the jungle, like the Alice in Gaslight Chains or whatever the band's called, you know. That would just hurt my psyche. That would be harmful to my psyche. And I don't think that that's good for anybody. I don't think that's good for anybody. And I wouldn't want to expose anybody to anything like that. Well, look at that. We got a phone call. In our quietude here. Thank you for calling. Hey, what's up, caller?
Call from
Mechanical.
Okay. Hey there, this is the Tick. You're calling. There's nothing weird about it. How's it going?
Oh, good boys. That's me, McGarnacle. Just coming to check in on your space program you're going to today.
Okay.
You're talking about all the space. Well, you know what I have to say? You're gonna go into space. You'll go into a dick-shaped rocket. You're gonna go up there. But you know what the most important thing when you're in zero gravity is? Do you know what that is?
No, what is it?
It's to fight. It's to fight, and you have to bring out your swords. You have to bring out your proverbial swords, your literal swords.
Okay.
In zero gravity. That's the thing. You have to fight. You have to fight with swords. You boys have to go into battle. See, that's the thing. Even when you go into the hyper-capitalist state inside of orbit, outside of orbits of different planets, you boys have to be ready for the battle. You have to be ready to fight. And you have to fight with swords in space. In space like Dune, like the new Dune movie. You have to fight and be ready for battle. That's all I'm saying, boys. Are you ready for battle?
Okay. Yeah, no.
Are you ready?
Well,
Right,
I am.
That's what I'm saying, boys. I'm always going to say the same thing to you, boys. I'm going to tell you, you need to be ready for a battle. You need to be ready for fighting. And that's all I'm going to say, boys. And you know what else I'm going to say? Do you know what I'm going to say to you, Mr. Tech? Because I'm pretty sure I've said it to you a million times.
If you want to stay on the line, I'd love to ask you a question. But yes, ask away.
Okay, well, you know what I always ask is when you're going to fight, what the condition is?
Okay. Do I know what the condition is?
You're going to fight drunk. You're going to fight drunk and you're going to fight proud. You have a sauce in you. You lubricate yourself. You get out to the mining field. And you chop through that whore. You chop through that whore like nothing else, like Lucky Charms. But what did you want to ask me, Mr. Peck?
Well, I wanted to ask with regards to, I mean, because clearly you are a higher operative than I am, seeing that as you have an Irish accent. So I was going to say about secret societies, you know, like if I'm trying to.
Society, 33s and 33s in my assholes.
Are you from? Yeah, I mean, I imagine that you're probably from the Albert Pike School for Young Boys of the Gifted and Proud or whatever, but.
Oh, okay, well, you're trying to out me right now. So
well, I'm not. No, see, I'm not trying to expose anybody. I'm not trying to rip masks off anybody here. But no, but the thing is that I need guidance. You know, okay, I need some guidance because what I'm trying to do right now is essentially do that within, you know, this mining culture. I'm trying to like, you know, there's so much tradition to mining and the secret society, the geographical society, the geological society, the fucking everything, every single scientific organization that knows about the underworld, right? Knows about Satan. It knows about how to summon demons. I'm trying to tap into some of that stuff. And so I'm trying to do it in an off way, right? I'm trying to, so I'm setting up a new market, you could say, a new market based upon the Bitcoin mining, the cheese mining, the dick cheese you can find on the dark side of the moon, and then, that's how we'll pay for all of this. But how do I set up a lodge?
Yeah, and I believe you're looking for some guidance, Mr. Tech, and I totally understand that. And you know what I will say is, if you're looking for some kind of a security sense in crypto and a sense of fighting the good fight, what I will say is invest in me coin. I have a new coin. It's not a shit coin. It's not a shit coin by any means, brother.
Okay.
Shillelagh coin.
I believe you. I trust your insights on this because I know that you've been doing this for a very long time.
Invest in me Shillelagh coin. It's a good investment, brother. If you're looking for any kind of, you want to be a baron, you want to fight, you want
Shillelagh
to have
coin?
some kind of a sense of understanding.
The Shillelagh coin. Okay.
Shillelagh coin. It's not a shit coin, it's a Shillelagh coin.
The Shillelagh coin, yes. Okay.
Less like a shit, more like a Shillelagh, more like a shamrock.
There you go.
It's firm.
It's not a holy grail, it's a Shillelagh, yeah.
It's a good coin. It's solid. It's backed by your own shit.
Yes,
but it's
okay.
not a shit coin.
Substantial.
It's quite solid.
I like it. Yes.
Shillelagh coin.
That's okay, good. Because
that's all I'm going to offer you, but right now we have to. We're mining our own coins right now, so we have to check in. We have to fight our own servers. Our own servers are trying to get the coin. So right now.
I saw that video of all those Thai trucks running over all of your machines and stuff, and that broke my heart. I can tell you that.
Oh shit! Hold on, the servers are destroying me.
Okay, no, I figured. Hey, you gotta do your mining. Get to your mining operation. I'm gonna get back to mine. Mine works on a kind of a thing at this point where it's I don't even have to think about it. Basically, I have a couple of wearables. One down here on my ankle that gathers sweat and uses the secretion of sweat as like a kind of ionic, energetic thing to mine Bitcoin, and then I've got a couple other ones that are like, this watch that I'm wearing and stuff like that kind of like do these reads of my pulse and stuff like that help generate Bitcoin growth at like basically like 15% kind of thing. So pretty fast incremental growth. I'm proud of it personally. So that's why I'm like trying to bulk up, right? I'm trying to bulk up. Like I'm trying to get my steps in, so I can kind of like help. Hopefully, I'll like through all of this. I was told that like I will get some bennies if I do all these things, and so therefore I'm getting ahead of it all. I like to get ahead of these things, and so going to space, just like going to space is a great thing. I think it really exists as a real potential, a real possibility. Why didn't our fucking intern call back?
What happened to our intern? What happened?
He got scared, huh? He got scared. Give us a call if you want, little scaredy boy. I can't.
Do you have any of the miners to call in the colonies?
Say again there? What'd you say?
Do we have any of the miners calling? The miners calling in?
We got another. I think we have another miner. I mean, we had the belter called in, and then I think we got maybe like Let's see here. We'll check the phones. Let's see.
Are you ready to get off of that sad little blue dot you've been stuck on your entire fucking life?
Oh, definitely.
Are you ready to find some meaning and some purpose and get out of your mother's basement?
Okay.
Are you ready to find something bigger than yourself? Bigger than the tiny blue dot that has driven you into your sad, pathetic life and your own horrible depression?
Okay.
Then I think what you've been looking for is the same thing I was looking for.
Hell yeah.
Be a part of the Space Marines.
Okay.
That's right. You're already with Prime. Get with the Space Marines. It's one of the best choices I ever made, brother. Let me tell you what.
Okay.
I got out of my parents' basement. I got off of Reddit. I got off of doing the Twitch stream, off of being like a W-weeb.
You got off of the on-off Reddit?
Like not even normal, okay? I was a total soy boy.
Damn.
You know what I did? I got out of there.
I'm
and I
jerking off
joined
to
up with the
on-off like
Space
every day,
Marines,
man. Fuck.
And I've loved it ever since, man. You know what? We might be in the middle of a fucking battlefield right now, okay?
Yeah, I know it.
Okay, we might be fighting against
bro.
the other company who we can't mention because we're at war with them, okay?
Okay.
But that's being part of a fucking Space Marine, dude. Instead of being in your fucking mother's basement, alright?
Yeah.
So wake up. Get off your
Mother
little
Earth.
blue dot. Get out of your fucking parents' basement and come
that
be a
bitch.
badass Marine and shoot these fucking space people, okay? Come on, we're out here, we're fighting, dude. We finally got the
Shit,
planet
man.
to
No
fight in
fucking
space.
shit.
How long have we been waiting for this as a species, alright? So get ready, get serious. Tell mommy I'm gonna go be a big badass space Marine. I'm gonna get off of Reddit and I'm gonna go and fight some fucking space people, okay? Alright?
Fuck yeah.
Fucking serious.
Okay.
You better do it.
I'm gonna stop reading Justin Murphy.
Don't be a little shit.
Okay. Okay.
Be a badass, okay?
I'll stop reading
Be a
Justin Murphy
badass
and I'll
Sergeant
fucking join
Sapp.
it. Fuck it. Fuck it.
Be a badass like Sergeant Sapp, okay?
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
I'm looking at you. Looking at you right now.
Hey man, I'm looking right back at you. Oh. You stare at the abyss stares right back at you. Damn, man. Fuck. I mean, I haven't been drilled that hard in a little while, but I needed that. I needed that. I know you guys all did too.
I mean, he's a real palate cleanser. He's a real palate cleanser, he is.
Jesus. Wow. I mean, now that makes it really clear. I mean, that makes it so clear. We talked about this last week a little bit in terms of like the pharma benefits, right? The pharma bennies and stuff, but you know, if you're already a Prime subscriber, not only are you like you know, you don't even have to be working in the mines or even like there yet, you know, we could say. But as long as you're a Prime subscriber, you have the ability to enroll or enlist, you know, in the Space Force. And a lot of people were very kind of like jealous, obviously, right, of the young black boy that got to join Bezos as a form of a lottery. Maybe I'm projecting a little bit because I was really jealous. Not only did I come up with that whole idea, but I realized that when I did it, I basically shot myself in the foot out of a job, so to speak, or out of getting to space. You know what I mean? Like, I could have gone to space, but I was like, Jeff, you need to have a black kid here so that we can have this other news piece that we're planning on having where this black guy says that that's one black child off of a corner. So that could happen, you need to have this black kid on your rocket ship, okay? If you don't do that, then the fucking news cycle's not gonna work right. Fucking asshole. But Jeff's a good boy. He's on a long leash, right? And I am too. I'm on a longer leash than he is. But that's the thing. I actually am on probably a tighter leash, really. You know, maybe that's self-imposed. But, you know, it's because I care about these people. You know, I'm worried about their optics. You know, how they look in the world. You know. And so I was a part of that. I was a part of the whole kind of political, social framing, you know, PR of what Jeff was doing right there. And I was really jealous to not go to space. I gotta admit it. I know that's like a really bitch thing to say, but I was jealous AF. You know, I wish I had gone into space with Jeff. When he came back, you know, we had a couple shots of whiskey and stuff like that down in the bunker, but it just wasn't the same, you know, like, first of all, he let me win at pool, which was not like him. It was almost like the 8-ball was the black hole that he was seeking, and then he wanted to sink the 8-ball. You know, like when he was playing, I could tell that he was losing intentionally, and I was like, dude, what do you do? What? This is so weird. This is so out of character for you. And, you know, lo and behold, oh, because he's got the big dick skin reveal, no, his foreskin goes all the way to the firmament. Talk about a fucking cheese dick, right?
Cheesy cheese dick.
I'm shaking my damn head.
Big swingy cheese dick.
Let's see what some of these other people might have to say here. Yeah, there you go. Me too. I hate jerking to Red Scare. It's so... It just makes me fucking... It makes me fucking like a skinless dog every day.
Check out my own skin.
Like, at first I was JOing to the MRAT pictures of her prego, right? MRAT was prego with the little Aryan baby that she didn't want. And then I was like, oh shit. But like, Anna K's prego with this like little baby she does want from the dude who played drums for 10 Tricks Point Never. Super sick. New York incestuality.
Cheese and secret sauce. Special shells
Have you guys seen that lesbian? There's an OnlyFans lesbian video with Dasha and what's her name? The girl who was interviewing her for that video. There's a lesbo. There's an OnlyFans for that, and it's super fucking hot, dude. It's rare. Let me tell you. Yeah. Woo. But see, this is all a trick. This is all a trick because you can't come in space. People don't know this, but you can't come in space. And so you pick your battles. Do you, again, like our caller was saying, do you want to stay in your mother's basement and jerk off into the black hole womb center of the Earth black hole, or do you want to seek that other black hole that's further away, like 2 inches away from the other hole, and it's this like darker hole, and it's like velvety, and you can, there's stuff, maybe stuff comes out sometimes, but maybe you could go inside of it and look around, see what's in there, and maybe you'll discover something new. It's the final frontier. It's the final frontier. Can you believe it's the final frontier? And we're on it. Okay. We have the tip into the final frontier. Thanks to Jeff, right? Thanks to Joe, thanks to Jeff. And it's Jehovah. It's Jehovah. It's that's who we pray to. We pray to Jehovah. Right? So that's actually a, see again, we're kind of like leaking stuff, but that was off the new Kanye, right? wasn't it? That's off the new Kanye everyone's talking about. Yep. Yeah, Donde or whatever the fuck it's called. Dondi. It's called Dondi. Yeah. And there's controversy behind the release of that album because, basically because we stole some of the lyrics. That's true. Yes. Well, that's yes, that's the ambivalent or ambidextrous nature of our intel, our sources. It's like a little bit of this, but a lot of that, or something. It's like it goes both ways. So that's what we like. That's what we really are into here. Pre-com cog in space. The pre-cum cog into space is pretty much one of the most incredible things ever. Come inside my car. I don't know. Let's take a look at one of these here. Let's look at some evidence here. We got some evidence or something. You know what I mean? See, here we go.
Taking off from the Earth's surface, we use almost all the fuel it can carry just to attain a speed.
I'm gonna take a little pee. I'll be back in 2 minutes or so.
In an orbit outside of the atmosphere. This is the first phase. However, if we can refuel the ship in this orbit with fuel brought up by cargo rocket ships, it can set out on the second phase, the trip around the moon and back. To facilitate this refueling operation, we will establish an advanced base in the orbit, 1,000 miles above the Earth. This advanced base, or space station, will be headquarters for the final ascent to the moon. Our space satellite will have the shape of a wheel, measuring 200 feet across. Its outside rim will contain living and working quarters for a crew of 50 men. Just below the radio and radar antenna is the atomic reactor. Its heat will be used to drive a turbo generator, which supplies the station with electricity. Access to the station will be through an airlock in the hub. The 3 large spokes are elevator shafts, and the small pipes are used as condensers for the turbo generator and the air conditioning plant. The entire wheel will slowly rotate at 3 revolutions per minute. The resulting centrifugal force will produce an artificial gravity for the men in the rim. Notice that the floors are placed so that the men stand with their heads toward the hub. The wheel is divided into 9 sections. The first section is headquarters and communications. The next section will be for Earth weather observation and prediction. Military reconnaissance experts, aided by powerful optical and radar telescopes, will observe every point on the globe as the space station makes its complete trip around the Earth every 2 hours. Next is the emergency hospital section. And then the astronomy division, where men will keep an eye on the rocket ship as it makes its trip around the moon. The rest of the space station will house calculating machines, maintenance facilities, air conditioning equipment, living quarters, and even a botanical and zoological laboratory. This entire space station will have to be prefabricated and tested on the ground. After dismantling, it will be transported in pieces up to the orbit. For the difficult job of reassembling the structure, we have provided a new type of spacesuit. Using gyros and 2 small rocket motors, the operator can tilt and move in any direction. Located outside will be 7 remotely controlled mechanical arms, each a specialized tool. By rotating himself within the spacesuit, the operator can use any of the arms for the variety of tasks in assembling the space station. When the day arrives for construction to begin, the thousands of parts for the space station will be transported to the orbit by our multi-stage rockets. We merely replace the wing passenger section with a simple cargo-carrying nose. These cargo ships will be unmanned. A passenger rocket, 1,075 miles above the Earth, will guide each of the 12 approaching cargo rockets to their rendezvous in the orbit. This ship, which circles the Earth every 2 hours, will be the command post until after the space station is finished. On the ground, the first of the cargo rockets is ready for takeoff. When the guide ship reaches the correct position in the orbit,
I love young adult literature.
the cargo rocket is fired.
I love Walt Disney. He's such a creative.
Expenditure of fuel. Parts for the spaceship will be brought up to an orbit by conventional chemical fuel rockets. It will then be assembled in the vacuum of space.
Okay.
This unusual ship will be 500 feet across and will carry a small landing craft for the final descent to the Martian surface. Located at the bottom is a small atomic reactor which furnishes a continuous supply of heat. This heat turns silicon oil into steam. After rising up a central pipe, the steam drives a turbo generator which produces electricity to run the ship. The steam is condensed in a giant circular cooler and used over and over again. In the thrust chamber, a platinum grid is electrically charged. The metallic element cesium is vaporized and blown through the white-hot grid. This ionizes the cesium atoms, and they are then electrically blasted out into space.
Fascinating.
After 4 months and 17 days, 850,000 miles out, the expedition finally escapes the Earth's gravity.
Next week on Star Trek.
6 months, 14 days. Our speed has increased to 75,000 miles per hour. Mars is steadily increasing in size. The halfway point has been reached. The thrust chambers are reversed. Deceleration begins. The Earth grows smaller. At 7 months, 24 days, crew members witness a spectacular passage of the Earth across the face of the Sun. 3 months later, the expedition is 700,000 miles above Mars, and the 45-day spiral in toward the planet has begun. Now, for the first time, the tiny Martians, Deimos and Phobos, are visible to be faded out.
Enjoy those buds. Enjoy those Delta 8 buds, brother. I would never. Don't stop this yet.
Checking.
Mic checking.
Ground control? Ground control.
Ground control to main zone. It all goes back to Bowie and Todd Rundgren. Those trans glam rockers that were the first people, the first guys to fucking kick that can not down the road, but up the road, more like kicking rocks up the road. You know, not kicking the can down the road, but kicking rocks up the road. That's what that's what they call a Rolling Stone. And if you keep going like that, where's that rock gonna go? Because this is just horseshoe theory for you guys, right? I mean, the rock fell upon Earth. All the monkeys gathered around it, obelisk, right? The fucking 20,000, the big sacred rock. Now what are we doing? We're kicking that rock back up into that bitch, right? That's so sick. I love how things come full circle like that, you know, it's just... That's what I look for in the world, you know, is that power, that will to power, deep-seated will to power, strength, omnivorous. An eater of all things. Rock you like a hurricane. Yes. The scorpions. Get stung. Get stung by the scorpion. You know, Burroughs has a lot about those things too. He's all about the scorpions. He's more so about the centipedes, but... I'm gonna look that video up later of the twerking nurses that are syncing to my TikTok. My moon sync, my moon cycle. I got all the nurses on my moon cycle right now, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm trying to do. This Crowley magic, a little bit, I'm like using a little bit of that OTO, a little bit of that PUA. And I got all these bitches on my moon cycle right now. You know what I mean? She's like, is this my period or yours? And I'm like, that's the way I want it to be. That's how I want it to be. Get these bitches out of alignment so I can replace these uterus havers. Where's our intern? Is he still alive? Or did he fall asleep at the wheel? He fell asleep at the wheel like a young buck. Not even a DUI. So sad.
As the ensemble just as we are.
Oh, we did have a missed call here. Okay, let's see. Yep. That's him. Poor boy. He sounds really fragile. That was 2 hours ago, too. Holy shit. That was literally 2 hours ago. Poor fucking boy. No, oh man, that was 2 hours ago. Holy shit. Can you imagine his state now? Whew.
Oh my god.
I think we might have neglected our little Tamagotchi.
Little baby, all neglected.
I forgot to feed my Tamagotchi, Daddy.
Get down in that muscle ball, baby.
Well, I don't know. What else is there to say about space?
I don't know. Not much unless we have, like,
some other callers or something.
I think we burned through all those calls. The inborn callers, if you will. I think, right? I mean, pretty sure.
Yeah, I think so. I
think so. And then,
right.
I mean, yeah. As far as just maybe some other calls, but everyone's just scared, timid. You know, it's understandable. Everyone's a little bit scared these days. It is like this new thing that potentially, Zoom calls.
We're all scared these
Has anybody
days.
seen this yet? Zoom calls as a form
We're
of
all
like COVID
scared
transmission.
these days.
You can actually transmit COVID through Zoom calls. So
We're all
a lot of this stuff is really new. It's changing every single day.
These days.
So, yeah. Let's
Let's
get out of here. That's kind of like my mentality. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Let's get the
let's
fuck
get
out
out
of here. Yeah.
We gotta get there to space because
We gotta get out of space, baby. We gotta get to space. We gotta get to space because space is the place.
I gotta find a space.
I need like a square space and space. I like spaces, but like better. I need like a desk that I can share with a bunch of randos.
It's just like trimming or something, though. I mean, you know what I mean? Like a bunch of randos. I mean, yeah, but
Doesn't matter if the guy
then those people become your best friends.
You're trimming weed, that's totally okay.
No, I mean, that's like, but like, it's like working in the prime mines. It's like a similar kind of thing. You do a stint, you kind of do some time, and then you're like, but the camaraderie that you make within those interactions is incredible.
You're like, hey, I am a designer. Like, hey, I am a weed trimmer. We're basically doing the same thing.
Yep. And then those people, typically, I mean, I've facilitated a lot of these kind of networking situations where, like you say, I'm a designer, I'm a weed grower, and I facilitate this networking between these two people and PR their design together about, like, okay, you design that, you grow that, and then I'll put my name on it, or like I'll put a little stamp on it so that I get some money through it, and then I'll like make it look cool. That's what I do. I make it look cool.
Fucking A, brother.
I'm really kind of like, advertising, I never thought advertising was going to be like me, It seems like soul-sucking, But then I was like, maybe I do want my soul sucked. My soul's a little dry, maybe I need my soul sucked a little bit. So I started seeing what the succubus could do,
Pulling your bones from your former body.
Suck me down to my bones, and
Sucking those bones.
a big part of what that is basically just like creating the interface between these
Your own private VPN
things
in
that are
your pelvic region.
I mean, everyone's a brand, everyone's a corporation, a conglomeration of cells that live and die every 7 years. It's just like the people that you fire, right? Like, that's what your body is a corporation. Your body, exactly. They get fired, they grow back, they're just like cells. Okay, the body is a corporation. Every body is a brand, potentially. Okay, potentially could be branded.
Company.
Yeah, and that's why I've chosen Prime. Because it's the biggest envelope that you could ever lick, So that to me proves that it's the best investment, for me, okay, for me personally. It may be different for you, but for me personally, that's the best investment I can make. So not a lot of controversy behind it, really, just a lot of, like, rational decision-making, basically. kind of coordinated efforts on a lot of people's parts to kind of get this thing together, because this whole thing needs to happen. People need to make some money. People need to fucking realize their place in the world, their place in space. This is the other thing, you know, we're all just bodies in spaces. Okay? Bodies in spaces. No. And where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line for your own space? My personal space, right?
I'm at my crotch.
Everyone.
My crotch starts is where freedom's end.
Yep.
Exactly. Begins at my crotch, where your freedom's end is at my crotch.
Well, everybody wants to do sex magic, and so what they do is that they define a very confined little circle. They all have an orifice fixation, right? They need a little hole or a bounding in which to, come or whatever, and so I'm not about that. I'm I'm about the spread, the spray, the spread. This is the spread. You're just like, whatever you're doing down here, you're just like moving around a lot, and so it's all just kind of flies around everywhere. That's the point. It's like a pollinating flower or something, like in the wind. So to me, that's kind of the most beautiful act. One of the most beautiful acts possible. And then it's really hot in porn, for sure. But more to the point is that it's like a thing that we need to do now, because this is the way in zero gravity that we can, continue ourselves. Have you ever? There's some NASA porn that people haven't really seen. But basically, it's like, dude, the NASA. Have you seen that video of the NASA cream pie? I mean, where it's like the jizz is floating through space, and just like catch it. It's pretty wild.
That's the ultimate game.
It was made by like some Nazis. It was pretty weird.
Involved.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was like this porn that I saw as a kid where this guy shoved his whole bald head inside of a fake vagina, and it was like kind of like that, But similar use of a special effects, I guess you could say. But space, inner, outer. That's what we're talking about. Sometimes you're trying to get back into. This is what you were saying. So this is what you were saying, and this is something I think we need to bring up. Is it's like, fuck Gaia, like literally fuck your mother, okay, right? Penetrate your mother through the inside, through going into the earth, okay, like a submarine missile, and then you will incestually impregnate the Mother Earth, and then your offspring will be this hybridized race that will be superior, because they're using not only Epstein cum, but the girl who got rejected for using marijuana from the Olympics and another Olympic athlete. And so that's the best of the DNA that we have available for every single person on the earth, and that's what we're going to use, okay? That's what we're going to use, and we're going to put that in your body, and it's going to make your dick hard, it's going to make your heart throb, it's going to make your stomach digest all of those juices so much better, and it's just like, why wouldn't you want it? What's wrong with you? You some kind of freak?
Well, as an elemental, your penis will be harder than it was 2 times before.
Exactly. We're going to have to talk about this another time, I think, probably, because it's like we're going long, but, I mean, what's gonna come with this trans world? I used to skateboard. I read Trans World magazine when I was like 14 years old. I was skateboarding around, riding my little like witch's broomstick, and I was just like waiting to get credit carded or like do like a balls biff, a balls bail on my nuts and smash my nuts, or like drive my fucking skateboard up my ass somehow and like cut my gooch in half and like make myself some kind of a trans person of some sort, like a third version where I have not only like I have essentially a carved out gooch that becomes a gash wound, and then I have also a penis. And that's the true hybrid Delta 8, probably Delta 12, Delta 16, 14 buds that we're all going towards. But skateboarding, skateboarding inverted, the invert, the trans, it's all there, guys, it's all there. We've been doing this the whole time. I mean, World Industries, Flameboy and Wet Willy. What was a Wet Willy? It's when you stick your wet finger in a guy's asshole. And he comes, it's the flame, right? What these guys have done is that they basically kind of made Ouroboros the self-suck. It's a self-suck, and it's not only can you self-suck, but you can actually self-impregnate as a result. And
I gave birth to myself last week and next week.
Exactly. Constantly. Like again, we were saying, the cells regenerate. I'm a different person every 7 fucking minutes. Just because I say that, whatever, doesn't mean I'm weird.
I'm weird about that.
Exactly. But so, yeah, I mean, just to the point where it's just like, we need to go inside the mother. We need to usurp the mother towards the father, kill the father, and then fuck both of their dead corpses.
Mother on the
so they call necro-neo-reaction. Necro-reaction. That's like the true accelerationist shit right there. People ain't smoked that shit yet, but it's like, it's there. It's like, it's out there like the Delta 12, Like the Delta 12. It's out there. And it sees you.
Bones, they were buried. I pee-peed on those bones.
You pee-peed on the bones?
I mean, that seems like it's part of the ritual, right?
Well, it's probably the nitrogen, or the pee-pee.
On the bones.
Yeah. No, totally. That's a part of it.
Turn those bones yellow, because they turn yellow, and that's the sun. The sun is shining the golden rays, the gold from the reptilian lords.
Well,
that shine.
It is a little bit more complicated than that, though, because you piss into your own mouth, right? So that's where the black hole sun within comes into play, because you shine the rays, or if
their bones, they are yellow now. They are golden. They are sanctified in yellow sun.
Well, the adepts, the true ascended masters, can actually just pee in their own asshole, right? They just like flip it backwards and do it like that, and pee in their own. And that is the true golden thread. Yeah, it's a golden thread into the solar anus. / into the black hole within the black sun. I mean, is it giving or is it taking? That's the question, I suppose. But also, is it anal mucus that it's giving?
Jade says, "You want society or
Yeah.
Jane says she is a prostitute.
Jane. Tarzan. To see, this is first man, first woman stuff. Okay, I get you.
Under the Tahitian moon. Under the Tahitian moon.
That was gonna be a slice of pizza. I don't really know what else is going on.
Slice of pizza sounds good.
A little bit overtime, so I'm just gonna have a slice of pizza. Have some pizza, or flavored Malanta. I mean, as I the worst case scenario is that if I run it okay, yeah, if you're on site private navigator or a space camp, I mean, both of those are like take your pants or do your things, run it. I mean, either way, I think I might have an ulcer. I'm pretty sure I have an ulcer. So, well, I bet you will do.
Carl, it's been wonderful, as always.
I love you forever, bruv. I love you forever, bruv.
Hey, bro. It's been great meeting with you.
Stream. There we go. Classic stream. I'm gonna drop.
Classic stream, yeah.
Yeah.
In it. Summer like in it. That's right. Alright. Fucking A, mate. Fucking A. Tell your mum I love her. Yes.
Tell grandmama, yeah. You know the word about that, baby?
Nothing weird about it. Hey, give it up for a bloke. A bruv. Carl Colesworth over here. Holding it down, you know. Winky, tinky, tinky. I love it. We do have the intern's still working behind the scenes a little bit. But he's there, we just don't know it. I know he's doing something good. I know he's doing something good somewhere there. I just wish, I hope, so I don't have to like spank him when he comes back, you know, it's like, hey man. But, we love you all. Sorry it was just basically stand-up. No music. Hardly any music tonight, but that's okay. That's okay. That's just the way it goes. Yep. Alright. Thanks for tuning in to There's Nothing Weird About It. And, I'm your host, The Tick. We've been joined by Carl Cogsworth and, our good old buddy there, little P-Rick, the intern. We love them all to death. We love you all to death. And we love you all the way to the Egyptian Book of Death, to the far-off western lands, into the holographic black hole, and everything in between, you know? And it's like, what's that song? I Will Follow You There? I think that's how the song goes. It's a good song, you know? I will follow you there. Thanks, y'all. Much love.
Peace, guys. Peace.
Ooh.